Hey friends, thought I'd take you on the journey of how I made the J.W. Anderson patchwork coat. Here's Harry rocking his. The pattern called for knitting in columns, but I didn't like that approach, so I decided to knit them individually. I kept track of them in Google Sheets alongside the hours, which you can see came out to exactly 70. I used my notes app to keep track of all the rows on the first of each square, so I'd know how to do the others. Would you believe that these are the only 2 clips of knitting that I have of me knitting this thing? A mess. Anyways, I knit all the squares, so let's walk through them. First up is the jacquard pattern, which is easily the most difficult to knit because of having to hold 2 pieces of yarn in your hand and switch between them. Then we've got the yellow, which is the double moss stitch, the black, which is the single moss stitch, green and orange, which was just knitting every row, red was knitting one side, purling the other, and finally the rib knit pieces. And you can see the full stacks here. This is about 60 hours worth of work right here. Then I started to sew. The pattern said use a back stitch, which is what I'm doing here, but I wasn't happy with it, so I decided to switch to the mattress stitch instead. And then I sewed all the squares into columns and sewed those columns into sections, and then sewed the major sections together and added the rib knit pieces. Took like 10 minutes to disassociate. I mean, just look at my eyes. Then finished all the side seams and ended up with this fun coat. Here's me modeling it before I put the buttons on, and here's a final picture.